What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Notjeraldo, man, and I am back again with another reaction video for y'all, man. Before the video start, y'all already know the drill, man. Go ahead, like the video, subscribe, turn on y'all notifications so y'all know when your boy posts, man. And yeah, if you don't do those things, your mom's a hoe. I do not make the rules, man. I just follow them, man. I just make sure y'all follow the rules. But yeah, today we got why men are naturally drawn towards big bottoms. Anthropologist explains. Now, this is a question I've had for myself for a while. I'm not gonna lie. I've always wondered what the science is behind motherfuckers liking bigger booties. You feel me? And hopefully today in this video we're gonna get that explanation. You feel me? So let's get straight to it. I'm not going to waste too much of y'all time.
I'm a scientist studying human mating, and today I'm going to explain why men like big butts. There are really three key things to understand here, the first of which is that we're really talking about fat. I know fat is a bad word in the Anglosphere, but one thing I want you to notice is that, ironically, the features that most men find most attractive on women's bodies are fat deposits. Large breasts, large hips, large thighs, today's topic, a large rear end. People might say fat is unattractive, but they're really only talking about some fat when they say this. So the question for today is, why is this fat, gluteofemoral fat, fat on the rear end, considered so attractive, whereas fat in the armpit or the stomach or under the neck is not? Now, I should note that it's true that a large bottom also contains muscle. And that might be part of the selective story here, right? Maybe part of this is selection for large glutes, athleticism in mates. But usually when building glutes works as a means of beautification, it's usually because it pushes the body fat out to make it appear more copious, not because men.
And you can really tell, I hate to cut them off, you can really tell the difference between a muscular booty, you know, and then I like to call it cornbread fed booty. You feel me? So the cornbread fed booty, that one's it's something they were born with, they grew up with. You feel me? That's mostly fat in there. You know, you smack it around, it starts jiggling like jello. You feel me? It does this right here, like that. You feel me? The muscular booty, you feel me, has a nice shape. Very nice to look at. Very aesthetically pleasing, you know. But it may be a little firmer because it's muscle, you know. And muscle is harder than fat. So those are the key differences. You feel me? In the muscular booties, that's where you find more of the shape. You know, you get more of the shape that people are often looking for. But with the fat, the cornbread fed booty, it comes with all type of shapes and sizes. You feel me? It can be really fat, but the shape not really, you know, shaping. You feel me? But with the other one, it always comes with a great shape, you know. But yeah, I just had to put that in there before he continues.
Are necessarily finding the muscle itself desirable, or so it seems. And that actually brings us to the second key item, which is that sometimes some men do, in fact, find fat in general to be desirable. And these men can teach us something very interesting.
African men. African men and Caribbean men. Hey, we like our women a little, you feel me? We don't really, you know, the skinny one's cool. You feel me? But, you know, prefer a little bit of meat on their bones, you know?
About our evolved psychology. A variety of data show that when men are experiencing poverty or instability, they prefer larger women. There are experimental studies showing that men prefer heavier women before dinner compared to after dinner. There's anthropological literature showing that women in some cultures, such as the Efik of southern Nigeria, restrict movement and increase calories as a means of beautification. There's even paleoanthropological literature showing Venus figurines becoming more obese in regions of glacial stress in Europe. So there's a suite of studies here, all converging on the same theme, but what explains them? Why would men prefer women with more body fat during times of hardship? Well,
so you're trying to say I'm broke? Is that what you're trying to say I'm broke? I ain't rich yet, but I ain't broke. Hold on now. He trying to say broke people like bigger booties. I just like big booties. Like, it got nothing to do with my finance. You feel me? but let me
Common
listen.
theory related to the overarching insurance hypothesis is that if there is a famine, it would be adaptive for men's preferences to shift towards women who have more stored calories, right? That's what fat is. A woman with copious body fat is far less likely to experience infertility or starvation due to famine or other sources of resource insecurity. And they're also, frankly, far more likely to be able to feed you, right? They probably know where the yams are. And so I think one could safely expect from this literature that larger bottoms would be more attractive to men who have experienced resource insecurity, especially food insecurity, since these men would benefit the most from selecting a woman with more stored fat. Now, I know what you're thinking, Mackin, even in wealthy cultures and contexts where men don't have food insecurity issues, they still prefer women with relatively fat butts, right? That is fat relative to the rest of their body. Why would that be the case? Well, hear me out. It's going to sound quite wacky. This is the third thing you've been waiting for. It's probably because it's good for infant brain development. Gluteofemoral fat is rich in long-chain polyunsaturated fatty acids that are essential for infant brain health and development. And
So if your girl got a big booty, the higher the chances are that your kid gonna be smart. Huh. Okay. I'm liking where this is going. So far, there is not a downside for having a girl with a big booty. There is none.
during pregnancy, this fat is mobilized to support the developing fetus's brain. And anecdotally, you will hear women talk about this, right? I lost my butt during pregnancy. So the theory put forward by Lasik and Gollin goes like this. Men who preferred women with larger butts were more likely to reproduce with women who had more of this long-chain polyunsaturated fatty acids on their rear end. And women with more of these healthy fats were more likely to have babies who had healthier brain development. And babies with healthier brain development were more likely to survive and reproduce and pass on their father's preference for large bottoms. This preference plausibly explains how a preference for fatter bottoms could have proliferated and obtained its robust place in men's evolved psychology today. Anyway, thank you for listening. If you're a woman listening and you don't have a large butt, don't stress about it. Men's preferences are very diverse. This isn't even a universal preference. And even men who have this preference, they generally factor in far more things as part of their selective process when choosing a life partner. Until next time.
That is crazy. Wow. I'm so glad I got this explanation. So everything really comes down to a science and survival. That's really crazy. So the reason I like fat butts is because subconsciously I know that the fat butt will be a better person to carry my babies. Interesting. That's very interesting. I learn something new every day. Man, this was very, I like this video right here. I really do. I wish you would do one on fat breasts, but I guess it's the same thing. You feel me? Because it's still the same, you know, maybe it's probably the same explanation. But let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. If y'all have any more thoughts, any more scientific things y'all want to add to this, it's a really very, it's a very much crazy concept to think of why we like fat booties. You feel me? And if you're a lady out there and you got a little booty, listen, we love you too. We love all booties. Here, I don't discriminate. You feel me? Little booties matter, big booties matter, medium booties matter, overly big booties matter. You feel me? If your booty is shaped like cardboard, don't worry. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's somebody out there who like cardboard booties. You feel me? Don't ever let anybody's preference make you feel insecure. This is my message to y'all. Don't let anybody's preference make you feel insecure. There is always, there's like 8 billion people in the world. Somebody out there gonna love you. Listen here. They gonna love you, okay? So don't worry about none of that. You feel me? But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope y'all learned something. I definitely learned something from this video. And yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. I will catch y'all in the next video. Bye.